Hi, I'm Constable Rajan Karan of the Winnipeg Police Service. I'm the Downtown Safety Coordinator. Cycling has gained tremendous amount of popularity. However, what we're seeing in Winnipeg is an upward trend of theft of bicycles. Winnipeg Police Service is certainly committed in investigating these thefts and are committed to returning your bicycle. However, it does start with you. We're here today at Mountain Equipment Co-op. I'm here with Ken, and he's going to offer us some great tips and how to secure your bicycle to minimize the risks of your bike from being stolen.
One of the first things you can start with is the bike lock. So probably your best bet in terms of safety with a bike lock is going to be a U-lock. It's much more secure than a cable lock can be, provides an extra level of safety, and it just deters thieves that much more because it takes them that much longer potentially to break this. Even with different U-locks, you can find some that offer more security than others. So with ones like this in particular, you have the lock right in the middle. That allows more safety because you don't have a lock on the end. So it's more difficult for the thief to break a lock with the lock in the middle. And the whole thing is made from steel throughout. So a lot of security, much more difficult to break. Looking at some things like a cable lock, it might be a good backup, it might be a good secondary piece to a U-lock, but on its own, it's not going to prevent theft very much. And then there's a few other options. If you are locking up things overnight, you can use something like a chain with a really solid U-lock on the bottom. That's just going to allow you a little bit more in the way of protection, and also a little bit easier to lock it up to things. So if it's being kept in a garage, if it's being locked up overnight, great option for you for things like that. And sometimes using locks in combination can work well. So teaming up your U-lock with a cable lock, sometimes thieves might need a different tool to break this lock than this lock, so they might be carrying the wrong set. It makes your bike less of a target, makes it less obvious for thieves to target your bike in particular.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So really, when there's a will, there's a way. So really, it's trying to increase the time, if you will, for these crimes, for bad guys to be seen by the public, and certainly for police to get there and certainly catch a thief in the act.
As you know, if someone has enough time, they have the know-how, they have the right tools, eventually they'll figure out a way of being able to take your bike. So you do want to make your bike less of a target. And part of that is also even just locking it up well. So not locking it to something like a street sign, which can be removed. Just making sure that it's going through the right parts of your bike as well, to make sure that it becomes difficult to remove your entire bike, not just one piece of your bike.
Excellent. And also, too, the visibility. I would imagine being on a busy street with traffic coming by, or well-lit area as well, are good tips too to secure your bike too. Or even somewhere where you work. I know there's in some parkades they offer some cages. That's another option too that can secure your bicycle too.
Absolutely. Looking for the most secure spot, as you obviously know, makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah.
Absolutely. Can you tell us too about a registration? I know one of the a good part or a problem for our investigators is trying to connect the bike with its owner. Is there any sort of tips that you can offer that you can connect that to? Because we recover, and it's rare, about 10% that we actually connect the owner to.
Yeah, there's a few things you can do. One is even keep record for yourself or checking with the bike shop. I know our bike shop at MEC definitely hangs on to the serial numbers of people who purchase bikes here. So check in with your bike shop if your bike happens to be stolen. Keep record for yourself or go online and register. The City of Winnipeg offers that service. There are other services that are offered that allows you to register across Canada as well. So do that Google search and take it from there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Certainly your phone, your iPhone or whatever phone that you have, take a picture of the serial number as well. Then you have it for good.
That makes tons of sense.
It's a lot easier to do from there.
So when you're wanting to lock up your bike, you want to make sure that you have as many pieces of the bike locked up to the actual secure item, whether it's a bike rack or something else, as possible. So in this case, you might want to look at locking it up through the front tire and through the actual triangle itself. If you're locking up the rear of the bike, you want to look at the rear triangle being locked up. So in this case, we're going from the front. Just going to pop it in through there, and right now you can see it passing through the actual triangle itself. So at that point, you can lock it up with the bike rack, and it's actually secure. If you just put it through your tire, there's a risk, especially with a lot of quick release being available on bikes today, of the person just removing the front tire and then them walking away with the rest of your bike, or even the rear tire and walking away with the rest of your bike. Ideally, you'd like to put your front tire beside your back tire, lock all that up together, still keeping in mind that you want that rear triangle to be something that the bike lock is passing through, as well as the inside and outside of your bike tires.
Excellent. Ken, can you also show us where the serial number, where our viewers can you the serial number so we can record it?
Absolutely. So the serial number is almost always going to be right on the bottom rack of the bike. So in this case, if we flip it up and take a look, we can see there's a serial number recorded right on the very bottom here, so that you always have a record of which bike's exactly yours. Regardless if it's the same model and brand, it's still going to have its unique serial number.